Regarding the Strait of Hormuz, military experts must now provide further clarification. In my view, a very important indicator for assessing the success of the Islamic Republic of Iran in this war we fought with our enemies is the arrangements applied regarding the Strait of Hormuz. This will complete our success. If the Strait of Hormuz returns to its previous situation, then our success in this conflict will not be complete. I say this clearly to everyone. Britain and France came and formed a so-called coalition of about 33 or 34 countries. For what? To clear mines in the Strait of Hormuz. They spoke with us repeatedly, and we informed them explicitly that you are not permitted in any way whatsoever, and I told them, if your warships approach the Strait of Hormuz for this purpose, or your equipment, or any vessel or anything belonging to you with the aim of clearing mines near the strait, then there will be legitimate targets for the Islamic Republic of Iran. We, as the system of the Islamic Republic of Iran, must adopt policies and measures that at some stage break this cycle of war, ceasefire, and negotiations. And this requires a decisive decision and practical measures. We did not send any request to negotiate with the United States during the past 16 or 17 days since the start of these new confrontations. We did not ask to negotiate with the United States, and we did not ask them for a ceasefire. On the contrary, you saw that the Americans sent messages, starting about 10 days ago, proposing an end to this conflict. For example, if the source of the problem is the Strait of Hormuz, then Iran and the United States generally reach an understanding. The Americans sent messages and requested dialogue and resolution of issues to prevent the expansion of confrontations and military actions, but the Islamic Republic of Iran did not do that. The blockade, in fact, does not constitute any factor in Iran's decision. For example, regarding accepting proposals for dialogue. Look, this is not the first time we have been subjected to an economic blockade. Since the victory of the Islamic Revolution, we have faced the broadest sanctions regimes. We have learned well how to live, advance, meet our needs, and export our goods despite severe sanctions. Any other country, if it were subjected to the sanctions Iran faces for just 1 week, would collapse. We have seen examples of this in different places. Look at the situation in Venezuela. It collapsed within 48 hours because of the sanctions imposed on it. If we want to say, for example, that revenues are not our priority or that this matter is the priority, that would be wrong. We have two simultaneous objectives in the Strait of Hormuz, and I do not place one before the other. The first is effective sovereignty, and the second is that we ultimately use this capability for our country's economic and commercial interests. In fact, we said that there must be negotiations with the Sultanate of Oman regarding a temporary route, so that this temporary route would for the time being be an alternative if an understanding is reached, until we see what will happen in other areas and whether it can replace the northern and southern routes. The Omanis said that we can come and propose a plan in which 50% is effectively in Iran's hands and 50% is in Oman's hands. That is, they accepted the need to abandon the idea that the passage should be entirely 100% within Omani territorial waters. We also informed them clearly that even if peace is achieved, and even permanent peace, the Islamic Republic of Iran no longer accepts the previous situation related to the Central Passage. The negotiations currently underway with Oman, and in light of the closure of the Strait, if the Islamic Republic of Iran were to turn a blind eye and say, fine, let them pass through the southern route. No. Oman, and even the other parties communicating with us, have insisted, as some come and say, sir, at least allow them to pass through this route until you reach your understandings. We do not recognize the southern route in any way whatsoever, not even for 1 hour. If they do not accept, then we will not recognize the southern route in any way whatsoever. The strait will remain closed. And I inform you that the resumption of military confrontations is also possible, and the Islamic Republic of Iran is prepared for decisive defense. What I am telling you is a final scenario, meaning that the Americans know and must know that we will make no concession regarding the southern route. If the route we proposed is not accepted, then the Islamic Republic of Iran will not accept any other formula, and at present we indeed have real security concerns in this regard.